Here we go. Welcome to Catch A Redditor, the only show in the world dedicated to catching Redditors dead in the act of cringe. I am your host, Orion, and today we have a very special episode. Our guest today reached out to me desperate, pleading for just one shot, one opportunity to clear their good name. Now, you see, our guest today has told me that they were accused of pedophilia on Reddit.com by a cabal of evil moderators set to destroy their reputation. Well, my friend, I want to offer you this platform today to, push back against that. Give you your shot to demonstrate that you did nothing wrong. And so I want to start off doing that by quoting your initial message to me to provide a little context, if that's okay with you.
Sure, that'd be great.
Alright, so you told me back in 2019 I was kicked off of r/fake baseball for supposedly stalking a former friend of mine by trying to reach out to them with intentions to apologize to them and understand how they realized they were trans. Unfortunately, due to me being 27 back then and her being 17, people misunderstood me and viewed me as a pedo. So, I would just like you to clear the air on that and, share your side of the story about, what exactly went down there.
Well, basically, my old former friend, I knew them in a few baseball discords, since 2017, but I didn't, talk to them that much less, DM them. I just, if I ever talked to them, it would be, in a general with a lot of people. And, it would be about the actual topic of baseball. And basically, in the subreddit, our fake baseball, aka Major League Red Ball, aka MLR, it's basically you role play as your own player, and it's a number guessing game. You basically submit, a number between 1 and 1,000 as your swing or pitch, and the closer your number to your opponent's number, the better. If you're the batter, if you're the pitcher, you want it as far away as possible. But there was some sort of falling out I had in August of 2019, and I just, slept on it. I mean, I was a little, disappointed, but I wasn't that flustered. Then 2 months later, they came out, as trans, and I wanted to know what the hell was going on. It just came out of the blue. And so, I was hoping this person would, unblock me on Discord with intentions of, explaining themselves, allowing me to apologize if I did something wrong to them a few months ago. Instead, she, was a bit scared, and I didn't have any intention of, scaring her. And basically, I wish her the best, and it's tough, and so basically people got the wrong idea and ganged up on me, but it's just, out of the blue. It's cancel culture. Sometimes, an employer might, say something suggestive or may have accidentally touched someone wrong, and, they might get fired because of that. And, it's that kind of scenario. Instead, people started turning on me. I was a very active player in this community, and I was, quite popular, maybe a little bit polarizing, in these sports communities. And, I was sad, and if I ever said anything inappropriate or immature, it was not serious. It may have been in jest. I may have said something stupid one time, and if I saw that comment, I'll probably facepalm and say, I can't believe I said such a thing. And basically, no one would believe me, and they, had a witch hunt set out against me. I've done some, stupid things in the past. If someone, blocked me on a Discord, if their name is very public, I would, may have gone on their Reddit or, something else or another social media saying, hey, what happened? What went wrong? Why did you block me? And, it might, make things worse. But, some might say, please don't, do such a thing, or others may say, I'm sorry that happened to you. But, throughout this time, I am trying, to clear my name, trying to get my friends back, and it's been very, very daunting, very, very difficult for me, to cope with this. I mean, these
It
people,
would be
like,
hard to
they,
cope with. Absolutely,
yeah,
I can see how you would have a hard time coping.
oh, definitely. And, some people may, roll their eyes and say, hey, Morello, just move on and all that. And, like, no, why should people, move on if they, had their lives ruined? You can't do that. You just give up and take it.
Yeah. Well,
And,
I'd
I've
like
had
to.
to go through, hmm?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I would like to ask a couple questions to because you had a little bit of a speech there. I just want to get a couple clarifying questions. So you said that there was, allegations of inappropriate talk between the two of you. What do you think? You said that maybe you said something stupid. Maybe you said something that was over the line. People make mistakes, and, I get that. But do you have any inkling of what it might have been that set these people against you so far as to, you believe they're attempting to ruin your life, to take away everything from you? What comment do you think you might have made that, would give them this idea that you might be a pedophile? Because it's a very, heinous allegation.
I know. Well, basically, in the trans community, there is a expression called cracking your egg, which means you realize you're trans. And basically, it's a very polarizing and controversial subject matter. And basically, sometimes, like, hold on 1 second. Sorry, that was just a family member walking. But as I was saying, basically, it's a very controversial expression. Like, because sometimes it may not be your business, but some people are open about their experiences. And from last I've heard, this person, actually hates that expression, hates that metaphor. And, it's just, I mean, it's sometimes, as someone on the spectrum, it's a bad habit for me to get a bit nosy sometimes.
Sure.
And I actually experienced that with an adult in real life, which made them uncomfortable to a point where they wanted to leave the event. But, I mean, I regret that, but it's just, maybe that's why. Another reason is maybe I may have said something about the profile pic back in 2019, which was like a drawing.
And what may have you said about that profile pic? Was it an anime profile picture?
No, it was not. It looked like it was drawn by a friend.
And what might have you said about that would be so,
that looked
wildly
cute,
offensive?
with something like that.
Oh, okay. So you yourself are, I don't want to misgender you going forward or anything.
Any pronouns work.
Any pronouns work. So you're gender.
You can call me he.
I can call you he. Okay, good to know. I'm not always good about the pronoun thing, but I try.
It's okay. I know. There's all these debates.
Right.
Even, my family members who are liberal getting tired of the pronoun debates.
Yeah, no, definitely. Alright, so I kind of wanted to ask you a couple questions because I'd also reached out to some of your detractors, some of these people accusing you of these things, because as a journalist, it's my duty to get the whole story, the whole picture, so that I can try and give you the context and have the context myself to give you the platform to clear your name. So,
Correct.
I have a few things that they've said that you've done, and I would like to, get a couple answers for if they're lying about you, or, if it was a mistake you made, or, I want to give you fair treatment here. So, one person I reached out to who's familiar with the matter said that you've been on this warpath to, and I'm quoting them, Morello has been on the warpath to clear their name for 4 years and counting, threatened lawsuits, murder, suicide, and actively stalked folks in the process. So,
Alright, so here's the thing. I have been considering a lawsuit, but I don't know if I have a good stance to do that. Basically, I as it relates to suicide, yes, I did feel that way in a way. Like basically, when something so traumatic like that happens to you, you start to lose your mind a bit, and it's up to me to get back on track. To make sure everything is fine. And I've been trying to fight those thoughts for a long time, and I've been getting professional help in fighting those thoughts.
That's a good
As I
thing.
mentioned,
Suicide is never the answer. Don't do
I
that
know.
over internet shit. To be frank with you, you know.
hmm And basically, it's sad as it relates to, stalking. Yes, I'll admit to going on someone else's social media to get a better understanding of what happened. And I'll admit it's a bad habit. But, it's just, I don't know. To anyone who knew me and is listening to this, I like to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm like this. I didn't have to be like this, but it's just your mind races through a lot of things, lots of thought. It gets, dramatic.
Yeah. Well, I think an apology for that sort of thing does go a long way. Recognizing that that's not a productive behavior.
hmm
And I think that might be meaningful to some of the people who are listening to this. And, if it's a true apology, if it's something that, you feel genuine remorse about, that's a step in the right direction. And I'd hope that any mental health counseling that you've been going through also helps you realize, what proper behavior might be going forward. Is it true that you threatened murder?
No, I did not. I did not.
Okay.
But I did talk about those thoughts with, actual therapists. And again, I am trying to fight those thoughts.
Right. Okay. No, that makes sense. If people do have intrusive thoughts, so it's good that you're being forthcoming with that and working on that. I have a couple more questions to ask too. So, as far as the initial incident that spawned this whole thing, the DM with Katya
Yeah. Well, she goes by Holly now.
by Holly. Okay, with Holly, what this person claims is that Holly is also a Texas Rangers fan and that you both
Correct.
live in the same area. So, did you ever meet Holly or attempt to meet Holly?
No, I did not. Nor do I know their identity, nor will I ever know their identity.
No, so you never attempted to meet IRL. You never
No.
asked or
No,
intimated
definitely
it?
not.
Okay. Well, that's also a good thing, That's I think that you realize that would be inappropriate.
If any of those accusations were true, a police officer will be talking to me, and that has never happened.
Right. So this person also claims that you had contacted an unrelated in real life friend of Holly's to try and reach her. Is this true?
I did talk to some of her friends, in a Discord DM, maybe in 2019, but as it relates to them being in real life, I wasn't sure if they were in real life. If they were, then I had no intentions of knowing that they were in real life.
So you're saying that their claim that it was somebody unrelated to the fake baseball community is not true, that it was somebody who was, on Discord, somebody who was in the scene,
Right.
somebody who was appropriate to contact. Is that your claim today?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I do not, and I don't even remember the names. It was like a one-time thing.
All right. Well, I have a couple more here, and I want to thank you for being so forthcoming with your answers, being so honest, and I do appreciate that. I know it must be difficult because you say that this has caused a lot of friction with your family.
Yes.
So they're aware of this situation, and how do they
Yes.
react to it?
They just want me to, give it up. They just want me to be a better and happy person. And I've been dealing with a lot of stressful events. For example, at my workplace where I was actually, verbally abused by, a corrupt management system. I don't want to go into details about that, but what happened at that point. Again, I just don't want to think about it, and I just get teary-eyed when I think about it.
So it sounds like you've been going through a hard time.
Yes.
I don't know if you're a believer, but my prayers are with you.
Thank you.
So this person I was talking to said, and this comes off as a little weird to me for them to phrase it like this. Said that Morello started posting wanted ads searching for male to female transgender Rangers fans to be friends with some regularity and bizarre specificity.
That was back in late 2019. I guess it was a coping mechanism for me to try and, find a replacement. Maybe, someone around my age.
Yeah, somebody in your age range.
Right.
So to make it very clear, you did not ever ask to meet up with this person. You did not ask for anything like that. You never attempted to establish a friendship with them or cross any inappropriate boundaries. Is that what you're alleging?
Right.
All right. And I guess the last one that the last thing that I was told by your detractor today said that you were talking to a 14-year-old who was considering suicide, and that he alleges that you steered the conversation to focus on the note the kid would leave behind rather than any sort of support or resistance to the idea. Those are his words and not mine. What's that all about?
All right. So this kid named Hunter, I believe. I don't know if he was 14. I thought he was a bit older, but he approached me a few times. He was friendly with me. Basically, I didn't approach him. He actually approached me. And one day he told me that he was being suicidal because he was getting bullied in that community, in the fake baseball community. And I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. And basically, one of the things I was saying was, if something bad did happen to you, that community could be held responsible for that. And that's what I was, trying to, imply, trying to say. But I don't know if my wording was appropriate. And it was a very tough time for me. He even gave me a date that he was going to do it. And I didn't know if he was, serious, or it was just hard to tell. He was trauma dumping on me.
Right.
And so basically, I, I sent, a mod direct message to the fake baseball community via mod mail. And I told them what happened. I even shared some screenshots with them about conversations. And, they thanked me for doing that, but they said, however, it's your fault that you, based on your wording, it's also your fault. And, I was doing my damn best. I didn't want him dead. I mean, no one would want him dead, and it's ridiculous. And then, one day he came back to me and said, you have, one chance to apologize to me because it sounds like, you were trying to, kill me. I'm like, no, I wasn't. And I hope he's doing well. It looks like he is doing well. And, I do wish him well.
Right.
Okay, and if I did say anything offensive during that time, which made it look, bad, then I apologize for that. And of course, that message to the mods on, December 2021, apparently someone probably sent it to the Reddit administrators, and I got banned from all of Reddit. because of that. And, it's sad. Like, I was there for, like, since 2015.
Yeah.
And, I'm gonna miss the days of, talking baseball with, some people that, I was good friends with. It's sad. And, if right now the Rangers are doing well, they're in a playoff race, and if they somehow won the World Series, I would love to make a new account on Reddit and go to the Rangers subreddit and baseball subreddit saying, explaining what happened. Or like, I'm so happy that this happened, that we finally won the World Series.
Right.
And I don't know if that would be enough. And I mean, I don't care if I'm able to get that'd be great. And it's just a lot to think about. It is.
Well, it sounds like you might have a habit of sticking your foot in your mouth. You've said that that you do have autism and mental health
Correct.
issues, and so is what you're trying to say that basically in these situations that your words are that you didn't speak correctly, or that your words were taken out of context. What I'm kind of wondering here is how much culpability do you think that you have in this situation versus the community at large that has exiled you?
Accountability of some things I've done. I mean, yes, I do have some. I've done some things I regret, and basically, I am doing my best to to redeem myself and hoping to get some forgiveness. It's been 4 years. Thing is, some of these players who were in the league 4 years ago, they may have retired for other reasons.
So one thing,
And
sorry to interrupt you, but one thing is that even during the course of our conversations, you've talked about to me about trying to infiltrate these communities, trying to get back in. And I'd like to levy you some real honest advice here. Your parents,
Okay.
your family is telling you that this is something you need to let go, that some things just go away. And I honestly believe, man, that you got to let this go. You got to let these people go. You can find other communities that aren't on
I
Reddit.
tried to do that. I actually tried to do that, and a few times someone from that baseball community could go in, snitch against me when I've done nothing wrong in my new home, and get me banned from my new home. I am serious. That has happened a few times.
That's kind of the nature of these online beefs, especially in a situation like this where people got this idea of how you were talking to minors and it being inappropriate. It's not something that, look, I do believe that you have remorse on this. I do believe that you seem to be remorseful and that you feel misunderstood. But I would take the advice of your family. I would try and find other spaces to do things. And for the love of God, man, you can't make sure that you never talk to another minor again, because this will keep happening. You cannot talk to minors online. Even if you don't have an inappropriate intention with it, this
Right.
is the kind of thing that's going to pop up and that's going to happen. So,
I make sure to talk to people my age.
Right.
I make
yes.
sure.
Yeah, so in the future when you talk to people, make sure that they're above the age of 18. You know, don't try and infiltrate these communities. Don't post them to Kiwi Farms and 4chan and all of these things, because I feel like it's making it worse for you. And I don't feel like it's good for your mental health. I feel like if you moved on and let it go, you've spoken your piece here today, and
I know, but yeah, one thing that kind of drives me to do some of the things I may or may have not done is that, when I'm feeling down, I get very upset when I see people, especially the ones who wronged me, have nothing bad happen to them. Like, they may be the happiest person right now, and and I'm just feeling like crap. It happens a lot.
Well, these are Redditors, you know? I don't think they're the happiest people in the world, to be honest. I don't think you're gonna redeem yourself or feel better by making them feel as badly as you. I think that you need to move on and make yourself feel good. That's the best revenge that you could have. The best
I've
revenge
heard
is to live well.
I guess, but just want to be sure. And I mean, even if one of them comes back to me, and even if they are like rude or like upset with me, I don't care. It's just even if they just DM me saying "fuck you" or whatever, I don't care because I mean it's at least something. The expression sometimes. The expression something is better than nothing.
You're gonna pave your own path. You're gonna do your own thing. All I can do is try and impart a little advice from a third party, somebody who's not an active participant in it. I do hope that you find the happiness that you need. For the love of God, make sure that you do not ever talk to a minor again.
Correct.
Or this will.
I make sure that doesn't happen.
Good. That is a good thing. Make sure that you do that. And if you have any final words, any final thoughts that you'd like to share with us, parting words of wisdom, anything like that, we'd love to hear it.
Well, to anyone who's hearing this, I'm sorry that if I've done anything to upset or offend you over those years. And it's been 4 years since I've talked with some of you. If some of you access this video, you can ask this guy for my handle on Discord on the condition that you don't give it to anyone else, especially if it's just a one-on-one talk with me. I'm always open, and and I heard I sometimes like to watch the games in action, even as a fan, and off fake baseball. If you're hearing this, I'm sorry for your loss today. I read the news that one of your players just died this week. And it's sad because I never met or knew this person, even online. I never even heard of this person until now. And I'm sorry that you are going through that right now, especially the team that he played for, or any family members that knew him. And, I hope he rests in peace. And I'm just hope, we just hope we could, bury the hatchet someday. I would love to play the game again. I had fun, as a pitcher. Even if I didn't do well, I had fun. It's just, the excitement of being a fan, of just, doing something. And these days I'm a recluse, and my heart tears into when, something I enjoy gets taken away, or a friend I knew for a while, decides to, call it quits or leaves. And sometimes I'm just in a cycle like, what did I do wrong? And I'm sorry. And especially to Holly, who is now 21. If you ever hear this, I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm sorry if I creeped you out. I'm sorry if I was inappropriate. I just, just want to get things resolved today. So I just want things to go back to normal, just like before 2019. I want everything to be back to normal. I want to find a job that can make me happy. Just want, just overall general happiness. And I think everyone would like some general happiness or the pursuit of happiness. And I just hope no one, misunderstands me or tries to, make things worse. But I am sorry for everything, and sometimes I fight my inner demons, fight my addictions, fight my vices and habits, and I'm continuing to work on it. And if there was a deadly sin I'm guilty of, it's definitely the deadly sin of envy or jealousy. And I'm sure a lot of people have gone through that.
What are some of your vices and addictions that you struggle with, if you don't mind me asking?
Online, surfing online too much. Looking
Yeah.
at, looking at the Twitter accounts of the people who may have, abandoned me. I don't touch, I just look, because it's public. And it has hundreds or thousands of followers. I look at, some Reddit accounts without, touching them or interacting with them. I sometimes talk too much about my past with people. I sometimes, get, overly curious with some people, especially trans people, and most of them, and I'm like, all of them are adults, basically. And I mean, as you, as I'm taking advice, I'm speaking with grown-ups about, these issues, and it's just a lot to think about.
Can I
I
ask,
just have a lot on my plate.
yeah, yeah. Can I ask, when you say that you're overly curious, about trans people, what exactly does that mean?
It means I like to, find out, their backstories, how they, realize they're trans.
Oh, so,
And, I get very over curious if one of my old friends comes out, like, years after. And I'm like, oh, wow, good for them and stuff.
so you like to figure out their thought process behind it and...
Yes, and I'd like to congratulate them.
Alright, well, Morello, I want to thank you for coming on. I hope that I gave you a fair and balanced platform to address some of the accusations that have been levied against you. I hope that you feel satisfied with how I've treated you here today. And, yeah, I guess with that, unless you have any final parting words, then that's a show, baby.
I like to thank you, and the Grillcast podcast, for giving me this opportunity. I'm sorry for all the delays. Been very busy.
That's okay.
And,
I'm a busy guy too.
right. But anyway, go Rangers.
Go Rangers! And r/fake baseball, this man has atoned for his sins. He's taken responsibility. Okay? Let them back in. For the love of God, just let him back in. He's a changed person. I think that he's realized many of the mistakes that brought him here today, and that going forward it will no longer be an issue. So for the love of God, r/fake baseball, tear down that wall. And with that, peace out, my Grillas.
Yeah.